Hello YouTube, Sean Bradley here. Welcome to another segment of Sean's DVD collection. I'm so sorry if I am very late with one of these. I did do some DVD unboxings, but I never did a full DVD update. So please forgive me. It has been so long and I never really felt motivated into doing another one of these. I have tried to multiple times, but technical reasons have very much stood in my way, so you're going to have to forgive me on that. But I'm trying my best to do this chronologically and to think back as to what I had bought and the order that I had bought them in. So I'm just going to get started. The first one that I got was Clint Eastwood's Hereafter. I sort of got this back when American Sniper first came out, and this was the last film that Clint Eastwood has done that was based on something fictional, whereas his last four films, J. Edgar, Jersey Boys, American Sniper, and the upcoming film Sully, about Chesley Sullenberger, the pilot who landed the plane on the Hudson, they were all biopics, whereas this one is completely fictional. In the plot is about these four people who have all suffered from near-death experiences. Matt Damon's character was like a former psychic, and he's like quit that now, but he's recently come back into it, and he's studying all these things, and it's a hard film to explain considering I've not seen it in quite a long time, so I'm just gonna show you the disc. There you go. Yeah, that the clouds there give it a nice tint there, so I like it. Okay, I'll probably watch this. Okay, and the next film I have is David Fincher's Gone Girl. Gone Girl was such a good film. It was one of my favourites of 2014. David Fincher's direction is brilliant. Ben Affleck's performance also brilliant, but Rosamund Pike just completely blew it out of the water. Like, her performance is so amazing and chameleon-like. Just, I do not want to get into spoiler territory, but it's just so scary. Her performance is just so scary, and it kind of makes you afraid of marriage or commitment or even having a girlfriend. But anyways, I'll just, oh, it's that way. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this out. Also, if you like buy the Blu-ray, you also get like an amazing Amy book as a reference to the movie. But there you go. Also this bit here on the back. Yeah, this is a bit of a digipack. So anyways, to not get too much into the plot, the whole basic thing is Ben Affleck's wife, played by Rosamund Pike, goes completely missing, and they all think like they find her diary and that they think Ben Affleck's been like abusing her and stuff, and that he may have killed her. But that is just, I'm not going to go into spoiler territory. I'm just moving on. And seeing as I both just then overlooked both of the movies that I overlooked separately featured Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, here's another movie where they were in it together. Dogma by Kevin Smith, a pretty good film that satirizes religion. It's basically Ben Affleck and Matt Damon play angels, fallen angels who get kicked out of heaven, and they're trying to get back into heaven. They find that the Catholic Church is changing their rules. So if they like walk through the arch, the church doors, their sins will automatically be forgiven and they'll be allowed to get back into heaven. But then there's this other story with a woman played by Linda Fiorentino, Will Smith's girlfriend from Men in Black, who gets approached by Alan Rickman's character, who's like an angel, who tells her that if Damon and Affleck go through the arches, it's going to prove God is infallible and it'll create the whole earth and stuff. It's very good. I especially like the scene set in Movie's headquarters where, where I think Ben Affleck is completely just like he's completely telling off all of these executives and like spilling out their sins and secrets, so that's pretty good. Yeah. Also, Jay and Silent Bob are quite good in this, so some pretty cool music selection, and I recommend you check this out. So do check it out. It's brilliant, funny. It's a pretty good Kevin Smith film. I've not seen his later films. I have seen Red State, but his later films are more independent, and they don't really get a chance to go in cinemas because of Kevin Smith throwing a hissy fit over cop-outs and stuff. So, but moving on, here we have, next one I have is Danny Boyle's Shallow Grave. Danny Boyle's debut film. It has a similar plot to his later film Millions, except Millions is about a little boy finding some money, whereas Shallow Grave is about these three flatmates who introduce a fourth flatmate, only for that flatmate to die of a drug overdose. And they break into his room and they find a briefcase full of money, and they decide they're trying to figure out what to do with it. And like one of them, played by Christopher Eccleston, goes completely insane and tries to kill like the other two, played by Kerry Fox and Ewan McGregor, and it's actually pretty funny. For example, there is a subplot about there's two men trying to find this money, and they break into the three flatmates' home, and that doesn't. Granted, they need to make way for this subplot of Christopher Eccleston going insane and living up in the attic or something, so I can forgive them for that. And the documentary, I actually saw this documentary that's on the DVD by Kevin McDonald, who I think he's one of the producers, and he's trying to expose the production. But this is good. It's good for like independent filmmakers, like many people who like they're on Facebook and setting up the groups about like trying to get people to do their productions. This is good. Like this was a low budget, so maybe this the limited budget helped this in a way. But anyways, I'm gonna move on now. So, but it is a good film, great debut. And next one I have is The Devil's Advocate. The Devil's Advocate is a film I've wanted to basically watch again for no other reason other than just to watch it, other than just some. But it's a good film if you've like seen it before. I think it's I don't think this has the director's cut by Taylor Hackford, but I know I'm umming and ahhing a lot like Jeff Goldblum, but I've just decided to do the update last minute. So I'm trying to refresh my memory, but Keanu Reeves works for Al Pacino, and he's the devil. That's the basic plot line of the whole film. So here we have the disc in like 3 other languages. So I'm gonna watch this again. Although now that I think about it, I think Al Pacino's does have like a over-the-top performance. So do check this out if you're a fan of Al Pacino. Okay, next one I have is The Hurt Locker. Kathryn Bigelow's The Hurt Locker, which marked a milestone in the Academy Awards history, as Kathryn Bigelow was the first woman to ever win the Best Director award. She now has 2 awards for Best Director and Best Picture because she also produced this, along with Mark Bowl, the scriptwriter for this. And it's basically Jeremy Renner in Iraq. It's in Iraq, right? Yeah. Sorry, I've not seen this in a long time, and many of these that when I think of like watching them again and I buy them, they end up being shelfers even though I've already seen them. So that is just what I'm trying to do. Is I remember it's Jeremy Renner, he's in Iraq, he's a bomb like detonation expert, he's trying to like get rid of all these bombs without them going off, and he's kind of addicted to the adrenaline of war. So I recommend you watch this. If it's won Best Picture, so it's a given. It's a good movie. But so here's the DVD. Still, like, check any of these films out if you like them. They're cool. So moving on. Anyways, stick around for part 2. I've got a lot more films that I've bought, and please just stick around. Okay, well, I'll be back in part 2.